right. So we're in New Haven right now. So I took the train, the Metro North from Grand Central all the way to Yale. So I'm gonna be staying with my girlfriend. I'm in her apartment right now for the next probably couple days. So the if you've ever been to Yale before, it's such an interesting town because it's not like a big city. It's kind of small, but the area is kind of rough. But you go on that side, that campus, and it's like Hogwarts. It's insane. It's like you're stepping into a different world. And there's like a huge wall to get in. But once you're in there, it's like you're just crossing over into like a totally different atmosphere. So it's kind of cool to be there, but also it's just kind of eye opening, like the economic differences in like one small area. Pretty crazy. But my girlfriend is going back to school. So she was a dental hygienist, and then she decided she wanted to focus on her academics again to like do a career change. So she went to community college for a couple years, got really good grades, and got into Yale with a full scholarship. So it's a pretty badass story. But you know, I wasn't much of the academic like she is. Obviously, I went to college and you know had a decent experience, more fun, and made more friends. But like from what I learned, I don't think I really learned anything that I'm applying today. I think obviously for most people, I think college is a great choice, but for everyone, for what I do, it's like not needed. So I'm curious about your opinion. Like if you went to college, if you feel like it was worth it or not, because it seems like times are changing so much now where it's like you had to go to college to have a career and be successful. And now it's really like, what are you trying to do in life? And is it really necessary? Obviously there's things like like lawyers and, doctors, but a lot of careers, like if you can find some mentorship and just get your foot in the door, you can learn on the job. So my view is I think the education system or the way we view education is going to be changing a lot in the near future. So I think it's going to actually be a net positive for people that don't fit the normal academic route. Like kind of like me and what I've ended up doing, but building my online coaching, building like a little bit of a following on social media and, running my business through here. I never thought I'd be doing this, but I really do enjoy it. Like I enjoy the process of this. So it's going to be really exciting to kind of see how I can keep building this and keep growing, and this kind of like untraditional path. So, with that, I've learned a lot of things about myself and like what I like to do, what I don't like to do, what works, what doesn't work. And I'm always evolving. So the next step of what I'm trying to do is really scale my online coaching in a way that obviously doesn't lose quality. I feel like there's a lot of coaches that just want to onboard, but they don't focus on client experience and retention. And I don't want to be that person. I want to figure out something that can maybe leverage some technology today, whether it's an AI, to help my business scale, but in like a way that doesn't take away from the client experience. So I always believe that there'll be some human communication with the client, but a lot of the things could be automated. For example, I think the programming can be automated. I've been training this AI system to learn how I program by feeding it like hundreds of different programs over and over again, and it's been actually learning. So I actually have that on my bio. It's aiworkoutbuilder.com if you want to try it out. But I think also with like personalized meal planning, I think that can be generated through AI. But I also feel like there always needs to be some human element to it. So, for example, knowing that you're speaking to me or a human on the other side, I think that is going to be important. So that's kind of like where I've been thinking about where my long-term vision's going. Obviously, like it's going to be a long process to get there. But what's interesting is being at Yale, there's a lot of people here that are really into like the technology here, and there's different groups that you can, even if you don't go to school, you can kind of like still join and meet people. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do is just kind of network and see if there's someone that shares the same passion as me that can maybe help me from a more technical standpoint to bring this vision to life. So I think the other thing too that's really helpful is just again like hearing from you, like what would be something that you would want, in terms of like something that you feel like would help you, because part of this vision I have is like I think coaching's a great thing to have, but it's also expensive. But if we can automate some of these things, I could work more people at a more affordable price point. So that's something I think making personalized health more affordable is really important. And I think that it could go a long way in terms of like helping just people with preventative diseases and things like that. So that's my goal. But like I said, it's going to be a journey to get there. Yeah, so there's not really any structured plans, but I'm going to a new gym tomorrow because obviously I'm not in my normal place. They have a 2-day kind of like free trial, so I'm going to check it out. It looks like it's a nice gym, but I don't really know. We'll see. I just looked at some pictures, looking it up online. But I think it's also important to note, like, I've traveled a decent amount, not like too crazy, but a decent amount. And, I've always found a way to like find some sort of gym. Sometimes it's not a great gym, but I've always found something. Or, I mean, there's been certain times where I've traveled abroad where I didn't have a gym and I just focused on cardio. But like I only travel like that probably like once every 3 years. So that's not really a big deal. I went to Thailand one time and that's what happened. But in the States, like, again, I've never had an issue finding a gym. So, I don't think what I do sometimes though is like if I can't find a gym, I'm traveling, it's only for a few days, I'll front load my workouts. So I don't really see there's anything wrong with knocking out your workouts like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if you need to. Obviously, in a perfect world, it's better to space it out so you have time to let your body recover. But like at the end of the day, it's better to do it than not to do it. That's the way I think about it. And maybe you just bring the intensity down a little bit if you're going back to back days. But the biggest thing is just keeping that muscle formation of habit in place and setting that non-negotiable for yourself where you really hold yourself to it. Because if you skip a week, it just makes the next week easier to skip. And then next thing you know, it's like a month and 2 months. Trust me, I've been there before. So the streak that I've had with my workouts has been going on for like 2 or 3 years. The only time I ever missed that is when I had COVID or if I was like really sick. Other than that, like I've really haven't missed a workout. And there's been times too where I've had some kind of like minor injuries, but I've always, and then this is more of just experience. I wouldn't recommend this for everyone, but I've always found a way to, adjust my workouts to still get some sort of exercise in without re-aggravating that specific area. So I think that's just, again, not something I'd recommend for everyone, but just for someone, for me, that needs that habit in place, that needs that feeling of just like sweating every once in a while. It's almost like a form of meditation when I work out. It's clearly like, yes, you get aesthetic benefit from it and that's great. But for me, it's more here. And I like to go first thing in the morning because after I go in the morning, it's like I got the hardest thing done out of the way. And now it's like time for work. And I just feel like I have that mental checklist that I've already started the day off in a win. So yeah, so I'll take you to the gym tomorrow morning so you'll get to see it. I think there's not much else to talk about tonight. I think it's just kind of a low-key night, and we've, like I said, done a lot of traveling this weekend, bouncing all over the place. Eating's been all wild, but, it is what it is. I know also at some point I'm going to be having some New Haven pizza, so the pizza here is insane. So there's Pepe's, Sally's Pizza, Bar Pizza. This is some of the best pizza in the country, and you can ask anyone. Like, New Haven is the spot. They have these like specialty brick ovens. Apparently they're shipped in from like Italy, and there must be something in the water too because the pizza here, I mean, I've been living in New York, and every time I come out here and I have the pizza here, then I go back to New York, I'm like, this isn't even close to as good. And New York pizza is good, but New Haven pizza is like another level. Even Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports says this is the best place. So if you're ever in New Haven, you gotta check out some of the pizza spots here. But yeah, that's it. So I'll also be doing some grocery shopping. So maybe I'll take you to maybe show you some of the groceries I'm getting. And that's it. So good night. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and let's get after it. Let's have a great week.